All right, guys, so getting ready to film some content tomorrow as far as deploying a rig from the bag, which is going to be from Faust Systems. We'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to go over my loadout, what I'm going to be bringing tomorrow, and kind of what a loadout that I would consider like a low vis urban environment gray man setup. With that being said, kind of want to get the obvious known out there really quick before I get into what's in the bag. This is going to be assuming that you're already carrying firearm or weapon of some sort. The Glock 19 here. This is my go-to carry weapon, and this is going to be an Axis Elite holster from Tier 1 Concealed. I've done a video on this in the past. If you're interested, make sure to check it out. But again, just want to get this out of the way as far as this is pretty much to accommodate this, if that makes sense. If you don't have one of these as far as like a CCW, that's okay as well. We can still talk about having it in the bag ready to go, which is why I have a lock in here as well. That's something we'll get into in a little bit. But again, I just want to make sure that we are carrying some type of firearm of some sort. Again, this is gonna be a Glock 19, Gen 3, Trijicon SRO, TLR 7A from Streamlight with the cross armory mag wells and Zafir precision slides. I'm also gonna be carrying a Streamlight micro light. I really like this because it just takes one AAA if it runs out, which is nice, and it's not too bulky in the pocket. I also like having a Sharpie on hand. If you have to take a quick note really quick, instead of having to get a pin down, you can just write it on your hand really quick or some type of item. Also, you can mark tourniquet, tee times, all that good stuff. Obviously, a good knife always comes in handy. This is gonna be for my son, so it has a lot of sentimental value, but this is gonna be a Smith & Wesson, just like a folding knife. Some type of knife's always good to have. And then a lighter. I don't smoke, but it's good to have a lighter of some sort. That way you can always be able to start a fire if you need to, whether it's filtering water, causing distraction, for heat, anything like that. So lighters come in handy big time. That's pretty much my EDC loadout, if you will. I'm rocking a Core Essentials EDC belt as well. But again, just kind of want to get that out of the way before I get into the bag. So really quick, let's go into what you would even need this stuff for, or what you would consider having this loadout for. So any type of urban environment, whether there's civil unrest at the moment, whether there's tyrannical problems, some other countries occupying a certain area, you can let your imagination roam, but it's just nice to be able to have some type of gray man setup, because if there is some type of situation like I just mentioned above, you're not gonna be really wanting to go out there just rocking full kit, especially if you're by yourself. Obviously, other scenarios, certain scenarios will call for that as well. But if you consider gray man or being low vis, this is the type of loadout that I would consider. Looks like an average civilian. Obviously, this would be concealed, and then just a regular backpack that doesn't look tactical, you know, no camouflage, no OD green, no patches, none of that good stuff. So just something that looks kind of normal, everyday citizen, if you will. But obviously, that can pack a punch too. So that being said, we'll get into the items that I'm running in here. Really quick, I'll go ahead and get into the ones that I have with quick access. I'm gonna have a tourniquet. Obviously, you don't wanna cheap out on your tourniquets. This is gonna be a cat tourniquet. So having that quick access as well. Be a balaclava for identity concealment. If you consider yourself doing some type of urban operation or gray man operation, if you wanna hide your concealment, this is always gonna be handy. If it gets cold out as well, this is nice. If it gets windy, sandstorm, anything like that. So we got a balaclava, tourniquet, got a chem light. You can always make a buzz saw with this, which is nice for signaling. Also gonna have some extra batteries. Make sure you get the batteries that you run, as far as your optic batteries, your light batteries, all that good stuff. Also gonna have a multi-tool. This is gonna be a Gerber multi-tool. Multi-tools come in handy, especially urban environments. If you think about that, any type of screw, nut, bolt, anything you gotta cut, loosen, anything in your gear. It's always nice to have some type of multi-tool at hand. Also a power bank of some sort. This is gonna be an anchor, just something to be able to charge your phone if you have it. That's considering an EMP or something like that hasn't happened. Having a power bank is very nice to be able to charge your phone, just so you can have communication, LAN nav, all that good stuff. Enforced light, this is nice, comes in handy. Having a backup light, which is nice. Also, the enforced light is gonna have a little bit of a guard, so you don't ND, or you can hang it paracord, and then you can have like a little bit of a lamp. Also gonna have a headlamp. Headlamps always come in handy, especially if you wanna talk about lighting up stuff and having to go hands-on. Instead of having to hold the light the whole time, you can just put a headlamp on, have hands-free, hands-on type of stuff, and then put it back. This is all, again, quick access stuff at the front pouch. I'm gonna have some ear pro in case stuff does go south and I am having to use my firearm. It's nice to be able to have some type of ear pro to put on if you need. And then some type of note-taking material. This is gonna be a Write in the Rain notebook. Some type of note-taking material. I like to use a pencil in case it breaks. You can always sharpen it instead of having to run out of ink. And that's about it as far as what's in the front pouch. Obviously, you're gonna be running some water bottles as well. Some people like to run Nalgene. It is what it is. Electric tape, if you can see here, I have the zipper kind of hidden because I feel like electric tape, again, doesn't say you're into something, but just, again, want to keeping low vis. But it also acts like a quick open, if you see here. Just really quick, I can access that. And this brings me to the D-Rig, which is what I'm going to be shooting tomorrow. It's going to be the low vis loadout. I like this because I can deploy it really quick by grabbing it out like so. One little grab right here. I can pull it around, put it on my body really quick without having to put shoulder straps over. And now I have quick access to multiple magazines. These also are compatible with 5.56 radios, all that good stuff. If you think about having 2 mags here and then 5 more mags here, that's 7 magazines, which is really a nice capacity to have. And again, how quick you saw that to deploy it instead of having to put a shoulder strap over and all that good stuff. Also, you can run this under your jacket, which is nice. Low vis under your jacket, again, considering gray man type, urban environment operations, not wanting to show what you're up to, just kind of having that capacity if you need it, but keeping it low vis as well at the same time. I like that a lot. So again, this is gonna be the D-Rig. You can set it up multiple ways. I'm gonna be doing a review on this in the future, so I'll go ahead and leave it there. But again, really like this. It's gonna be from Faust Systems. You can also run it as a placard underneath your plate carriers. So definitely check that out. I'll be doing a video pretty soon on this. Some type of soft shell jacket in case it gets windy, cold, rainy, anything like that. So if you think about that with the balaclava, you're already keeping yourself pretty warm and concealed if needed, which is nice. More water bottles, quick access. Again, on top, just got a radio, a UV5R, and then as well as an extra t-shirt in case I need to change my clothes for, again, identity reasons, anything like that. Keeping it in a bag, waterproof, which is nice. Also extra socks in case you happen to get wet. Also a beanie as well. So extra socks and beanie, really quick access in a bag, waterproof, which is nice. And then more ammo. I have this in a bag instead of having it in a box. It's a little bit easier in my opinion. You can retain it down, make it a little more silent as well, which is nice. But again, just having more ammo if needed. Obviously, this would be more in a scenario where I have time to hide and regather and kind of reload mags if needed, but having 7 mags loaded already and then more ammo if needed. Hopefully you don't get to a situation like that, but just in case, it's always nice to have that. And then some good paracord. Again, you can make shelter with your jacket, tying up stuff, repairing stuff, anything like that. As you can see right up here in the front, up top, I have it separated. It's gonna be my IFAK with another tourniquet, medical gauze, medical shears, bandages, ointments, antibiotics, all that good stuff in here ready to go. Also a couple of protein bars. And then I have a lock right here as well. If needed, say you don't have a CCW and you wanted this in your vehicle, something like that. This isn't legal advice, but from what the law says, you could have this zipped up, have this locked. Make sure you have no magazine inserted in your weapon. As far as here in California, I know it's lame, but it is what it is. But again, having your weapon in here, magazines in the bag loaded, as long as they're not, again, in the weapon or attached. Say you're traveling to the range, you could have this in your car ready to go, just so you know, but you have to be traveling to the range, just so you know. Again, not legal advice, but just to give you guys an idea, if you don't have a CCW, and the range could be Ocotillo Wells, it could be deserts that open all night. Again, this isn't legal advice, but say you were heading to the range, which could be the BLM land, it could be the desert, anything like that. Again, this could be your loadout for that reason. Just to give you guys a little heads up. Again, no legal advice, but just some thoughts. But yeah, so that's pretty much my urban gray man low vis loadout. If you consider any type of gray man environment, you're not really gonna be wanting to wear multicam, fully kitted up, all that good stuff, which is fun. And there's environments and situations that would call for that as well. But I feel like it's necessary to also have this option if needed for a real life situation as far as civil unrest, tyrannical government, riots, another country occupying, again, the list goes on, or just traveling, like I said. It's nice to have quick access to all this good stuff. But just want to quickly go over my loadout for what I'm going to be shooting and what I consider a low vis loadout for urban environment. Stay tuned for a full review coming soon on this D-Rig from Faust Systems. I really like this a lot. You can run 5.56, you could run radio pouches, obviously 9mm, multiple configurations with this D-Rig. Make sure to stay tuned. This is gonna be from Faust Systems as well, just so you guys know. If you guys have any questions or comments, or if you just want to make fun of me or kind of roast what I have in here or what I don't have in here, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, and I'd love to add to this or switch stuff up if it makes sense. If you guys have any questions, make sure to shoot me a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and thank you for watching.